Most of you are either vomiting right now or jumping up and down like a kid on Christmas. Hey, what's up guys, I am the RGB Freak and welcome to the first video on my channel. Just to give you guys a brief idea of what I'm going to be doing on here, I'm going to be reviewing computer parts, accessories. Hopefully if I grow big enough I can buy new parts, but for now we're going to work on what I got. I have so many extra ones. If you look up there, I got a couple of PCs up there that I can also review parts from those as well. So if you want to see those, let me know down in the comments below. But today we're reviewing my own game PC, which is it's an RGB handful, as you can tell from the thumbnail. So I want to go into each of these parts, tell what they are, my opinions on them. I can do individual part reviews if you guys want me to, so let me know down in the comments below if you guys want any of these parts reviewed. So without further ado guys, let's get into it. So we're gonna start with probably the most important part of a computer, the processor. Mine is an i9 900KF. I didn't get the K because it was like $80 more, and I don't need onboard graphics. That's really the only difference between the two. So I got the i9 900KF. It's like $420, I believe. Runs super well. I upgraded from an i7 7700K, which was really good for gaming, but I got into streaming and video editing, and it really seemed to not, do its own job. So I had to upgrade that bad boy. That was upgraded a while ago. Along with that, I got the MSI MPG Z390 Gaming Pro Carbon. This thing is awesome. Like, I haven't had any issues with it. The BIOS looks, pretty good for a BIOS. Some look like really old, but it looks pretty newly dated, and has all the features that you would ever need, to be honest, for a gaming computer at least. Yeah, so that was about $120, I think. And the RGB on that thing's really cool, which you guys will see once I'm done showing you guys around the case. So along with that, we have the cooler right here. We have the Corsair H115i. No RGB on this. It has a light, but it only can go between single colors. Kind of sad, but the performance it provides compared to the other ones, like the H150i, is like way greater than what RGB would make up for. So yeah, that's Corsair H115i. I want to say it's around $150 to $180. I'm not sure. All these parts will be in the description if you want to go ahead and buy them. Next up, we have the graphics card. We have the MSI Gaming X Trio RTX 2080. Now, I didn't get 2080 Ti because at the time of buying this, I was on budget. But to be honest, we all know that 2070 is the basic for what you need for nowadays games, and anything above that's kind of just overkill. So yeah, that's what I got. This thing's pretty nice. It's got triple fans on the bottom, runs at 1500 threads, and this thing glows like a charm, which is really nice. It also has two, I believe, 8-pin. Yeah, that's two 8-pin power supply cords, which bro, let's just say this thing runs like a beast if it needs that many cords. Next up, we have the Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro 3200 megahertz RAM. We got 32 gigs of it. Each of these are 8 gig sticks. If you couldn't do the math already, these things run really well. Like, after enabling XMP, these things are amazing. Like I've worked with many RAM sticks, and these things just blow them all out of the water, to be honest. The only RAM I've seen keep up with this was the G.Skill Trident Z RGB, which held its own. I believe when it comes to benchmarking them and checking their stats, I believe they're around the same. So it really just depends how you want to look. And I believe the G.Skill is like $10 more, something small like that. So it's not really that important. Next up down here, we have our SSD. And another thing I really like about this motherboard is that it has its own heatsink for it, which I believe Asus has motherboards like that too, but it doesn't really come in many motherboards nowadays, which I think is really awesome. So in here we have a Samsung 970 EVO Pro, 500GB for the operating system and certain programs that don't update too often to avoid disk fragmentation and things like that. Runs really well. I haven't had an issue with it. On my last one, I had it screwed down improperly on my last motherboard, and it broke the M2 slot, and I had to put in the other M2 slot, which is super dumb with me. But luckily, that SSD didn't break, and it still works amazing. And for the other storage, we have 500GB SanDisk from Samsung, I believe. Nothing too crazy over there. Next up, we have our power supply, EVGA 80 plus gold 750 watt. This thing, I've had this thing for so long. It's used for multiple computers, and this thing still runs amazing. Haven't had any issues with it yet. The only thing is, it's not that big of a looker, and this case does have one of these cutouts that you can see, but who really cares about the power supply, to be honest? There's only one power supply that I believe has lights like that. It's one of the Asus ROG Door. I'll put it up on the screen right now, so if you want to go buy that, I'm not going to put it in the description, but you can search it up. You guys have the name now. The case itself is the Dark Flash Phantom I will link that down below as well, like all the other parts. Comes with 4 RGB fans in the front. You can't really see them, you'll see them at the end. It comes with 2 in the back. They're the 4, the one's hidden down here behind the PSU shroud. These fans are the Dark Flash Aurora, I think, DR12s, 120 millimeter. So these fans work really well, super silent. If I could find the remote, I can't find it right now, but you can control the speeds on these through the remote, which is really, really cool. I don't know how to control through the BIOS yet. I don't know if there is a way to, but yeah, the remote makes it super easy, so you don't even need to use the BIOS. Next up, we have the Corsair HD 120s. These fans I've had for a while, and I like to say the RGB on these look amazing. I got 2 HD 140s up here because I got a 280mm rad for the Corsair H115i. Yeah, these fans are really nice, cool, silent. You can control these through the BIOS as well as Corsair Link and Corsair IQ. Yeah, those are the lighting programs for these bad boys. Well, guys, now I've showed you all the parts in the case. Let's turn this bad boy on. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Bro, this thing is nuts. Dude, I've had this for about half a year now, and I still get so happy every time I turn this on, dude. It's really, truly does look amazing. And these LED strips actually do make it look, the power supply is lighting up, which I really, really, really like. Yeah. So if you hear it, it's pretty silent. I don't know if the camera will be able to pick it up. Who knows? I don't really care. This thing looks absolutely insane. Yeah, so the Corsair H115i doesn't have an RGB lighting thing. It just has a singular color, which is okay. I mean, was it for the performance it offers? Who really cares? The motherboard got this lighting strip up here with these side beams right here, which I really, really like. You can set these to rainbow like this. You can do that through the MSI Mystic Light program. Also, the thing I really like about this motherboard that a lot of them don't have is that when you plug in RAM that offers RGB, you can actually also control that through MSI Mystic Light. I know that I had an Asus ROG motherboard, and through RSIC it could not control this RAM. It's kind of annoying. It makes it a lot easier though. Now when you have to use MSI Mystic Light and Corsair Link for these fans right here, really, really awesome that they incorporated that. They also came with a RGB connector down there. It's a 5-volt, I believe, which allowed for these fans to be plugged in, which I can also sync these up. So the motherboard, the graphics card, the RAM, and these fans can also all be synced up, which is really, really sweet. I keep using Spiral Rainbow to match these. These can go in different modes. These can too, but the only rainbow modes are this and this mode that makes them all fade into each other. This one has one of those, a spiral mode, a sequential mode where they all go red, orange, yellow, green, all these really nice things. This graphics card literally has so many modes, dude. Like I couldn't even name like a quarter of them. It's nuts. The RAM has the same exact modes, I believe, as the fans, which I really like. And this you can just change the singular colors, as I mentioned before. All of these lights, the LED strips, these are Corsair LED strips, match with these. Plug them all into this thing called the Lightning Node Pro, which I will link down below. Allows you to control them all through the software, pretty much. That's the reason I'm able to control these through the software. They link up. If I were to put them all in the same mode, they look the same, they move the same, and yeah, they look really, really cool. Here's what the front of the case looks like. Looks really, really slick. Usually I have this thing like this on my desk, like that, and you can see through the sides, which I really, really like. Really, really, really slick. And yeah, I would bet to say I got one of the most RGB computers out there. I mean, the only much better you can get with this is like custom liquid cooling, but even then it doesn't look as RGB as this stuff, dude. Well, anyway, guys, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. It's my first video on this channel. If you guys want to see me review any of these parts, let me know. All the links to the parts will be down below in the description. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos coming soon, and I will see you guys all later. Peace out, guys.